Hello everybody, welcome back to the Stacey West preview show. I'm your host Jake Tong. We're back for another Sky Bet League One match day preview, Rotherham United away. Before we get into the preview, which is the third time we're trying to shoot this, give or take, given all the postponements, please like, comment, subscribe. We're trying to reach 500 subs by the end of 2022. So that would be great if you could share this around your friendship groups. Now, as I say, this is the third time we tried to record this preview. First time we had COVID. Second time Rotherham had a frozen pitch. Third time lucky. Will Daniels, how you doing, mate?
Good, mate. And you?
Yeah, I'm good. I feel like you might as well just become part of the Stacey West preview podcast now, given how many times we've done this together.
I think this must be now my 28th time on the pod this season. So I think your viewers are probably going to get quite sick of seeing me, but good to talk about the game. Hopefully we'll get it on this time.
Yeah, I think the video that actually went for the postponed game actually went out on the channel accidentally. So this will be a better version of that. We'll get into it all then. Will you guys going up automatically then so far this year, do you think? I know there's a bit of a worry. I was speaking to Ian Bradley yesterday and he was a little bit concerned about the form of Milton Keynes Dons and Wigan Athletic. Have you guys got enough in your locker for these final 10 odd games to go up automatically, do you feel?
Of course, I mean, the performances in the last month or so have dipped a little bit compared to where we were at when we were 21 unbeaten, which, you know, across the course of the season is a given, I would suggest. I think we probably need to get through Tuesday and Saturday against Shrewsbury as well, and then we've got a week off with the international break, which really comes at a good time for us. Lots of really big games to come. We've still got Ipswich at home. We've the Portsmouth and Sunderland away. I think we play 8 games next month, so it's going to be really difficult, but this squad has the quality. I truly believe that we wouldn't be in the position that we're in now if that wasn't the case. So fingers crossed we can pick up 3 points on Tuesday to put us a little bit closer to that.
Are you concerned at all about Wigan and MK Dons? I know they drew the other day. Are you concerned that those two teams are really hitting form while you guys... I can remember when we spoke like a month ago, 2 months ago, you guys were really faltering. You'd lost to Accrington, you'd lost to Fleetwood. Are you at all feeling the pressure of those two teams really turning it on now at the business end of the season?
I mean, it felt a lot more comfortable probably a month ago, but what I would say is in those games where we haven't played particularly well, we've still been able to accumulate points. So whilst the performances haven't necessarily been unbelievable, when you're picking up points, it means a little bit less, I would suggest. I am a little bit concerned because, you know, you want to go up, and I think that this squad has the quality to not only go up but go up as champions. Mm-hmm. So I'm laying the gauntlet down to the squad there. Hopefully we can do that. But until it's done, there's always that little bit of jeopardy that you might not get over the line. But I have full faith in the squad and the management team to get us to where we need to be.
Now that's quite a brave. That's quite brave. Because obviously you've played MK and Wigan recently at home, and do you think the failure of not beating either of those teams? Obviously you were 1-0 up against MK Dons. They came back and beat you 2-1. Do you think that MK Dons have enough quality to even challenge Wigan for that second spot?
They showed on the day that they're a very capable side. We went 1-0 up in that game through a penalty from Dan Barlaser, and they went down to 10 men. And if I'm completely honest, it didn't really help us that they went down to 10 men. We needed to strike while the iron was hot before they got into it half-time and regrouped. And sadly, on the day, we didn't do that, and we took our eye off the ball for 2 minutes and found ourselves 2-1 down. And MK managed the game really well. They changed their shape a little bit and negated the threat that we had from wide areas, which has been such such a big thing for us this season. So on the day they had a lot of quality, and they've shown that throughout the course of the season. It's a really competitive League One season this season, and MK and Wigan to have accumulated the amount of points that they have. I think in other seasons we probably would have been a little bit further clear than what we are, which is testament to how competitive the league is. So they definitely have the quality. I'm just hoping that over the course of the season we just have that a little bit more.
So obviously you guys have had a few notable home defeats. The one against Fleetwood was one that really stood out to me. Do you think Lincoln can, in a way that Lincoln might be able to frustrate the Rotherham home fans on Tuesday night? Because you guys are obviously an expectant crowd. You're up there for a reason. You think this is a game that you should be winning. Is that a way that we might be able to play on your heartstrings a little bit?
Any game's really difficult in League One, and I think it's really important that Lincoln, from your perspective, come here and almost see this as a free hit. I think most people looking at the table would look at your position and our position and say that Lincoln haven't got too much of a chance of taking something from the game. I think that's a really dangerous statement to make, because I know the quality that's within Lincoln's squad. It's not a million miles away from the squad that you had last season. Of course, added a lot of quality in January as well, and managed to keep Scully, which is a big thing for you guys. Lincoln, for me, are probably the side that I've been the most surprised with, outside of maybe Ipswich. I expected them to do a lot better than what they have. For you guys, you'll be happy that you're stepping away from that dotted line at the bottom end of the table and looking to provide a little bit of solidity, I guess. So for us, a really difficult game. We have to be on our A game. We know what to expect from Lincoln, from the likes of Marquis and Scully and those sorts of players. So come and have a go if you think you're hard enough, as they say, and we'll see who throws the better punches.
I know we discussed this sort of on the one at the start of the season, then the one that got postponed. I know you're a big fan of Paul Warne. You're very much Warneola in. Just tell us a little bit more about Paul Warne and the job that he's done so far at Rotherham United, especially this year, because he looks like he's taking. This year you look better than the year that you actually went up a couple of years ago, in my opinion. Just tell us a little bit how he's transitioned this team so far.
It's so difficult to put into words the job that Paul Warne's done for this club, not only from an off the field point of view, where we're now recruiting really well, which has obviously helped on the pitch as well, and behind the scenes it seems to be a lot more of a harmonious atmosphere compared to previous regimes. On the pitch, he's evolved significantly as a coach, I would say. When he first came into management with Rotherham United, he spoke about how he would, not sleep very well. He would spew up blood before and after games and stuff like that. And I think he's learned to relax a little bit more. He's a lot more emotionally intelligent than most EFL managers, I would suggest. So he knows how to get a tune out of these players. And even at League One level, we are a larger fish in the pond, but we're by no means the largest spending clubs. Look at your Wednesdays and your Sunderlands and your Ipswich for that. The one thing that Warney has always been able to do is bring the club, the fans, the team together, and we've had a lot of success off the back of that. And it's testament to what he is. He only fetches in good people into the club, not only from a playing point of view, but also his coaching staff as well. And as I say, he's evolved over time. We moved to a back three in December of 2020, and we've been using that ever since, to be honest. And we've had a lot more success. Certainly this season, it's been the catalyst for our defensive solidity. We've still not conceded a goal away from home in the first half, and I think we've still only conceded 5 or 6 goals away from home in general. So there's lots to love about a Paul Warne side. It gets you off your seat, and for me, there's no other man that I'd rather have leading my football club at the moment.
And obviously, Warren was tested quite severely in the January window. I'm sure you know where I'm going with this. Freddie Ladapo was heavily linked with a move away, handed in a transfer request, supposedly. But he looks to have come through the other side. He's made some really impressive performances. And if anything, he's probably got better since all that's gone on.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to talk about the Freddie thing because I don't really know how it happened or what happened. I personally believe that it was very agent led, but Freddie's not been able to get his move, and I think Warney managed the situation very well. Took him out of the limelight when we had Will Grigg there, able to step into his shoes. And then sadly, Griggy picked up an injury at Wimbledon away, and Ladapo's come back into the fold and performed really well. And I think he understands that, whilst Rotherham United might not be his long-term place, if he wants to now kick on and get another club of stature where he's going to be happy, then he needs to perform for the rest of the season. And as you mentioned, he's scored some really big goals for us. Hillsborough, for example, is a big one. And yeah, he's been really important. Sadly, he's out at the moment with an injury. We've got a few issues up top in terms of injuries. 3 out at the moment, out of the 5. So yeah, that's probably a little area of concern. But Freddie's done really well since the January debacle.
Yeah, I think any Rotherham player that goes and scores a goal at Hillsborough's probably going to go down in folklore anyway. You guys drew with Wickham at the weekend 0-0. From all accounts, it was a bit of a bore fest. Wickham go long. You are fairly direct yourselves at times. Were you at the game, and what did you make of the game and how it played out?
I was at the game, and as you can probably tell, I've still got tears in my eyes because it was just an absolute bore fest. It was a really difficult game to watch. Ball in the air more than it was on the floor. In the whole game of the 100 minutes that were played, 350 accurate passes were played. So it shows you the quality of the game. That there wasn't really any clear-cut chances either way. We cancelled each other out, and I think for all people that are watching those games, we'd like to not play in those games as quickly as possible because it's a difficult watch.
Yeah, was it more the fact that of not getting beat rather than perhaps going there and putting a dent in Wickham's own promotion hopes as well?
I mean, to some extent, yeah, I agree with that. You've got to defend the threats that Wickham have, and we did that really well across the game. I would have liked to have seen us have a little bit more courage on the ball and try and work the ball into those wider areas. But to be honest, Wickham defended really well as well. There's not many defenders that can keep Michael Smith quiet at the moment, and Tafazoli didn't give him a sniff. So disappointing on the day, but in the end, if you go to Wickham and you take a point, I think you take that, especially given the fact that we played on Wednesday night as well, and had a really good win, the Pointless Pizza Trophy semi-final. So yeah. Good point.
We have a good day out at Wembley. We know what it feels like to win it. It's good when you win it. Tin pot if you lose it. Now I've written some key men down for Rotherham United. I've written 4. I could have written your entire squad here. Will, the one that I'm really interested in, you'll probably be able to tell. It's your goalkeeper. It's Josh Vickers. We released him at the back end of the COVID-19 season. Really come into his own at Rotherham United, hasn't he? He was second choice for a long time, but now you're seeing the fruits of perhaps our labour as well as yours, giving him that platform in League One. How good of a keeper is he? Because I'm sure all the Lincoln fans will know.
I mean, you guys know him inside out, I guess, by this point. But yeah, for us, he's been absolutely sensational this season. We've kept 21 clean sheets in the league this season, which is, I think, the most that we've had since the 90s, a season in the 90s, which is pretty decent. Victor had 9 of those, I believe, before he came out of the side and Josh came in. And in those big moments where we've not played particularly well over the last 6 weeks or so, Josh has at times stood on his head, made some really important saves, and on his own won us points, which is what you want your keeper to do. He's a great shot stopper. He commands his area really well, communicates really well with the defenders, which is really important. And overall, I don't think we could ask for a better keeper at the moment. He's just actually won man of the match for the game on Saturday as well, and our fans just absolutely adore him.
Yeah, I think the only sort of sticking point, there was a reason why Appleton got rid of him, was perhaps his distribution. But in a side where you guys, go up to Michael Smith, it's not as important in a sense. I've also wrote down Smith, Ogbene. Now, Michael Hickway's got a bit of a past with Lincoln. I'm sure you know from his Tranmere Rovers days in the conference. He said they beat Solihull Moors 9-0 at home, and they said that will kill Lincoln. Didn't really happen anyway. But those are the other three players that I wrote down. Just tell us a little bit about those, and then I think you'll probably talk to me about Ollie Rathbone as well, won't you?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, as you say, you go through the entire team and give plaudits for how they performed this season. Chidozie Ogbene is a key reason as to why we're up the top of the league. He's our ball carrier. He is the guy that strikes fear into a lot of defenders. He's quick, he's direct, he brings other players into play, and he will be a real thorn in your side on Tuesday night.
Second quickest player on the pitch. Well, second quickest player on the pitch.
Oh,
FIFA
that's controversial.
FIFA backs me up, remember?
Well, FIFA's FIFA, innit? I can only call it by what I say. And if he's the second quickest player on the pitch, then Jordi Asay 2-2 must be first. That's all I'm saying. In terms of Michael Smith, what can you say? That guy has now added goals to his game. He's always been a guy that's held up the ball really well. Great feet for a bigger guy. Got into some really good positions in the box this season, as opposed to peeling out wide and then bringing other players into play. We've trusted in the wing backs a little bit more to deliver those crosses into the box, and he's got a big situation with our assistant manager Richie Barker at the moment. He's a big Newcastle fan. Is Smudge. So if you can get to 25 goals this season, our assistant manager Richie Barker will be handing over his signed Alan Shearer shirt over to Smudge. So that's what's motivating him to get the goals. And I think secretly at the back of his mind, he's out of contract at the end of the season. So I'm sure there'll be suitors probably of a higher level that are looking at him to bolster their attack. Hopefully we can keep him, but he's been pivotal to the way that we play for so long. And then, I mean, yeah, that midfield three has been the catalyst to a lot of success that we've had. Ollie Rathbone is just like the Duracell bunny. He doesn't stop running. So much energy and loves a tackle as well. So be ready for that. Dan Barlaser is... some people will say Barry Bannon is the best player in League One. I think Dan Barlaser is comfortably and will play at a high level next season, hopefully with us, and will dominate defences. He's a guy that can play a ball on a sixpence. He's been really important in terms of his set piece delivery for us this season, which is, of course, one of the reasons that we score so many goals from set pieces. And then obviously finished off by Ben Wiles, who's one of our own. He's added goals and assists to his game as well. And he's the guy that will drive defences, is an attacking 8, sometimes even a 10 at some point. So, yeah, lots going on in our team. Lots of different threats. And you'll have to be on your A game to stop us on Tuesday night.
Yeah, we're not in the least bit scared. Definitely not. Looking back then, your unbeaten run this season started at Sincil Bank, didn't it? A 1-1 draw. You guys went in front. Lewis Fiorini then equalised. And then you had about 50 chances to win the game. And then Josh Griffith just showed up, didn't he? I think you described him as prime Manuel Neuer in the last time we shot this. What were your thoughts on that game?
I mean, looking back, I still cannot understand how we did not win that game. Overall, first half, I thought we matched each other pound for pound. To be honest, you looked a really good side, and it looked like a really good advert for League One football. That second half was just an absolute onslaught. We fetched on Will Grigg. I think it was his first appearance for the club, and Josh Griffiths made 2 or 3 world-class saves to keep him out of the goals. And no idea how it ended up as a 1-1 draw. But obviously the catalyst to the 21 match unbeaten run, which is probably the reason that we are where we are at the moment.
And it must be music to your ears then that Josh Griffiths will be out of the fixture tomorrow evening. He'll be out for the rest of the season with a suspected ankle injury. Tomorrow night then, how are we thinking? What we're thinking? Are you guys going to beat us? I know it's third time lucky in terms of getting the game on. COVID, pitches, whatever we sort of using as an excuse. This time we don't know. We'll probably find out tomorrow at 5 o'clock. You guys are going to beat us, aren't you? Surely, if we're taking this as a free hit.
This is a really, really important game for us, to be honest. It gives us a chance to open the gap to MK Dons, give ourselves a little bit more breathing space. And as I mentioned, we've got the international break coming up, and we also have Wembley as well. So after Saturday, Rotherham won't play a league game then until the 9th of April. So from a psychological point of view, for me, it's really important to get these points on the board. You guys will see this as a free hit. You've got the quality to hurt us. And I do think you'll score. I just think we'll score more. I think it'll be a 2-1 Millers win.
Oh, fair enough. I think most Lincoln fans would take that, given the performance at the start of the season against you guys, where you absolutely battered us like a piece of cod. Thanks for coming on again, Will. You're massively insightful. Anything you want to plug on? You help out with a Rotherham podcast at times as well, don't you?
Yeah. So the Rotherham United podcast will be doing their New York talk. Even we'll be doing their preview of the game. I would imagine it will probably be out. It might be out already, actually, Sunday night. So give that a watch if you're interested in how they see it. And then, of course, there'll be the review as well on Thursday night, probably. So take a look at that as well. And
yourself, you still doing your blog?
On and off, yeah. Preparing for next season. Big things coming for that. So really excited to unveil that.
Yeah, make sure I'll leave a link in it to the description below to go and check out, ready for probably a championship campaign for you guys next year. Again, Will, thanks for coming on. Very insightful. Thank you everybody else for watching. And we're back for another preview with Sunderland coming to the bank on Saturday. Thank you for watching.